For more on this, let's welcome Arizona Congresswoman Debbie Lesko from the Congressional Border Security Caucus. Congresswoman, it's good to have you back on. When you heard President Trump here, what was your reaction?
Well, he's absolutely right. Kamala Harris loves open border policies. I mean, what did she go there 1 or 2 times, even though she was assigned to border security by President Biden? She'd be a total disaster for Arizona and for the nation. And as has been evidenced the last number of years since Biden's been in office, it's just been an open border policies bad for America.
Okay, Congresswoman, protesters are now flying the communist flag outside the DNC. Let's move on to this. We're going to stay on what's happening. The Chicago Democrat alderman says Black and Hispanic voters are really frustrated about Biden and Harris's border crisis. Listen to this.
African Americans wanting to know why when they needed investment dollars, there was no money to be had. But when the migrants came, $600 million this year alone appeared, $1.3 billion in the year before. Latino voters in particular, many of those undocumented who were promised DACA and a path out of the shadows, wanting to know what happened to them as they see 8 million people claim asylum fraudulently in order to gain access to this country. Those two demographics are core Democratic Party demographics, voting bases, and neither of them are getting answers from Kamala Harris right now, even though she was in charge of the border, and I don't think that will be forgotten come November.
So there's frustration. Congresswoman, can you talk to us about voters in Arizona possibly this November? It looks like they're going to decide whether to approve a measure to make it a state crime for illegal aliens to cross illegally into Arizona. How do you think they're going to vote? We've seen Republican-led states talking about this, states like Texas.
Yeah, I think it's going to pass overwhelmingly in the state of Arizona. And it's really, it's democratic because it allows all Arizona voters to vote for it. It's a ballot measure in November. And it's really necessary because Kamala Harris and President Biden have created this border crisis where there are people that, I mean, for goodness sakes, ICE arrested somebody last week who was a serial killer from Peru that was in our country illegally. So we have a huge border crisis, and it's common sense. So I think the people will vote for it.
Congresswoman Lesko, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.